the music. Peace, peace. And we are live. We are live on the air of Creative Knowledge TV, Creative Knowledge TV live. You already know what it is. It's your brother Jalahi. You already know the spiritual minister, the one with strength. You know what it is. I got my brother, AK Abdul Jabbar, from the Just Saying podcast, also in cahoots with the Black Association. We all together in it, man. We all a big
Peace, 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 man. Thanks for having me on here. You already know I appreciate always the platform to get on here, get
fact.
live with you with these uh live topics, live debates, man. So, let's go ahead, get right into it, man. What we talking about
As
today?
y'all can see, we got on the, you know what I'm saying, the McDonald licks, but bear with us. We gonna keep getting better with the mics and things like
Oh
that.
yeah.
Everything coming together, you know what I'm saying? As the weeks progress, we gonna keep getting better. So today we're going to build on, do we need government? Do we need government, and is free will our birthright? And does free will still exist? So let me put this photo up here and let me go ahead and share this link and we'll go ahead and get started. Let's go. And at times, life will make you sicker than AIDS. Laid out wishing you prayed. Yeah. Give us a minute, family. We're gonna let a few people come in the
Yeah.
build while we share the links out. Share that link, share that link. Let me find it. This is my notebook. Let me rip you a page and witness the plague. Okay, I'm still waiting on it to pop up, so we ain't gotta wait too long though. It's gonna come up. You can hear me still, okay?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. How about the music? You can hear it pretty decent.
It sound like
It's choppy as
what's
hell.
that Ice Cube shit? You can do it, put your back into it.
This my brother Sanchez, man. He make pretty good music as well. Shout out one of my teachers, man, brother Sanchez. Over the years, man, I learned a lot from you, brother. So shout out to you. But yeah, so what we gonna do? We gonna go ahead and get started. Let me take my screen down. And we gonna start the bill, man. We gonna get it shared out there once it pops up on my TL. But to kick it off, brother, I definitely want to just start off again by asking you. I know we talked about this in the back chat as well.
Hmm.
Do we need government? Do we truly need government, or can people be free without chaos? Can everyone be free and live off the land or live off the natural laws of life? And would the world be in complete chaos, or would it actually be, you know, balanced, or pretty, would it be better than we see today?
Without government.
Without government, would the world be in chaos, or would it be better than it is today?
See, I think it would be worse because simply the social media is what will make it chaos. Just the access to internet and unfathomable amounts of knowledge. Now you have these media platforms where people see stuff and react out of emotion, and still are able to have conversations and debates like you and I do. But I do think that without a system of governing, that we would be in chaos. Like, we think that this is chaos now because this is something new, something that the government has everybody in control doing, and you are punishable by not abiding to that. But again, without it, I do stand with that. It would be very chaotic, way worse than we think that whatever this is now. take your mic off mute.
Okay, yeah, I know. So, okay, so for me, I'm gonna have to disagree with that because in my mind, of course, I love to deal with words, and we gotta understand that government truly just means to govern the mental. The governments that we see today were put into place by ideas or protests. You know what I'm saying? They were put into place by um certain actions and certain movements. That's why it was a Protestant movement. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mhm.
why they created different movements that built a government. You feel me? This was in a time where people wanted to start ruling over the different classes of people. We
Right.
seen, if poor people were around, wherever there was poor people, that's where a government was established first. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Because when you're able to control the mental, when you're starting to want to control others,
And
that
create the
you know what
classism
I'm
and
saying, and
yeah,
create the
yeah.
classism, that's what starts racism. That's what starts this systematic classism or systematic supremacy, we call it. That's why I don't believe in white supremacy. I just believe in systematic supremacy. You
Hmm.
feel me? Because that's what we see today. We see that a government thinks that they can govern and be supreme over natural beings. You know what I mean? So what I think is, the natural laws is the only way we can have peace and order, my brother.
Hmm.
Living off the land, living off naturality of, the trees, living off the plants, living off reciprocity, justice, the laws of my whatever naturistic laws you want to follow. I think those will bring true elation, peace, and order in this realm. You feel me?
Hmm.
So as we see today, the government benefits off of something called the Hegelian dialectic. Now, if you guys want me to look that up so we can see the
Go
actual
ahead, talk to
definition,
him. Yeah.
so we can see the actual definition. Hey, let me see that so I could share it. That phone too. Let me see it. Hurry up. And why you got both of my phones? I need them. Why you ain't sharing my stuff? If you're gonna be my helper, I need you to be
Yeah.
helping me. Help. Let's see if I spell it
Yeah.
right.
Like, okay,
Yeah, go ahead while I look this up, brother.
we it's we don't need them to think for us though. If that's me not straddling the fence. So we have it to be able to establish action and free will, or what morals
Let
truly are.
me see the phone. Why is it-
So if you don't have something in order where people don't realize what morality is and how their morality affects the world around them, you're gonna get shit that's chaotic. People are gonna continue to.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy shit going on all the time, but even there still has to be some kind of code.
Mm-hmm.
We got to have, even in a society without the classism, the shit that is
I'm
absolutely
not on
not okay
Insta,
or not
on
acceptable to do.
YouTube. Yeah.
So that's what it became over time. You can't steal, you can't kill without being punished. So
True. True.
what who's gonna answer for that if you don't have that higher someone or something that's putting the people in check, almost as far as their range of chaos? Because
So
that's what the government does for us. It kind of tells us how
no,
far we
but
can go
but
with them.
listen, because how do they? Okay, so listen, that's like saying you need a different parent, or you need your uncles and them to punish your kids because you're not parent enough to punish your own kids. We can govern
No,
and
it was
punish.
because you can't, because the kids can't punish them. They're not gonna take the time
Mm,
to find out what they did was wrong. Like, so
mm,
if the mother and father can't fix it, fuck it. On to the new world order, on to new
right,
laws and agendas. So here go the aunts and the uncles and shit. They don't
right.
work. So now you continue to get it passed down, and there are more and more restrictions because we are still unable to have
Yeah,
morality, and I don't want to say common sense, but decency,
yeah,
empathy.
yeah.
So not that the government gives us those things. They, it does put us in a higher state of emotion, but yeah, we need to be on, not like not on the leash, but we need a system.
See,
Just
it's
not,
like
just not this
is
one.
lit,
Just
but
not
see,
this.
okay, so listen, and so now that brings us back to the point of the definition of Hegelian dialectic. So I'm
Okay, go
finna
ahead.
go to this now, and Hegelian dialectic, family, means an interpretive method originally used to relate specific entities or events to the absolute idea, which will be basically a government, correct? In which some assertable proposition or thesis, assertable proposition or thesis is necessary, opposed by an equally assertable or apparently contradictory contra, contradictory proposition. Okay, antithesis. The mutual contradiction being reconciled on a higher level of truth by the third proposition, which is synthesis. Okay, so that is
Okay.
basically saying that it is two types of people in this world. There are two types of people in this world: people who think we need a better government to have a better world, and then there's people who think the world is at this state because of the government. And I'm one of those people that believe in the latter. So basically, the Hegelian dialectic is basically like we us finding out that Superman and Lex Luger, or what was his father name? Damn, Superman dad. That's always turning against him and shit. I think it's Lex Luger, Lex Corp, whatever. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
not his dad.
Well, you know the white ball guy. That's always
That's just a smart motherfucker. Yeah, that's
stop
like
it.
that's his enemy. Lex Luthor, bro. Lex Luthor don't even have Superman powers. That's just he just like a
Okay,
villain.
so listen, that's like we us finding out Batman and Joker was friends. As
Okay.
we can see, Batman never killed Joker, right? So what if we found out that they were friends and Batman was just letting Joker live numerous times so that he can always come and save the day and appear as the hero in situations? So that's
Yeah.
what the Hegelian dialectic basically is. It's basically the government creates a problem in every facet of life so that they can be the medicine, or so that you can need them for the solution as well.
Mm,
Just like they said, the thesis and then the antithesis. They want to be both parties so that the middle party, which is the people that are being governed, yes, in some cases you may say, yeah, I need the government. Who's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Who's gonna be the nearest doctor and things like that? But at the same time, they're feeding you the foods that's making you go to the hospital. You see what I'm saying? So the
yeah.
government capitalizes off everything that they know you'll pay for, that they know we're ignorant to.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they put patents on it. So no nation, I think, came together to agree that we need a government, bro. There was no nations that came together and was like, yes, we need to be governed. Government always came
That
out
was
of,
part of that was part of a United Nations meeting from the 1700s. So yes, they did come together and say like there's no way that we can bring more into it without us having, let's say we have 100 kids and we have a pie. How are we going to share this pie with the 100 kids? Do we lead
yeah,
them out to go get their own and teach them how to make the shit? Or
yeah,
like what you're saying, with your point is that we gonna keep making the pies, but we also gonna keep causing the shortage of it
Yeah.
at the same time too.
Facts. Facts.
So
It's
what?
exactly right.
Yeah, they gave us kind of a, because okay, it's all about money. So even though
Exactly.
they're not the ones that created currency though,
Yes, they
no,
are.
they're not.
Bro, a system currency, the currency we see today in place is a systematic currency. It's not um brought to you by the land. They're just capitalizing off the land and putting that land into a system. Just like we gotta pay for water, just like we
Mhm.
gotta pay for natural foods and things like that. Because they're capitalizing off the land. That's why we live in a capitalist society. And governments go way back to even like Egypt days, ancient
Yeah.
times, because the government, listen, the government started as an idea, and these people just brung these people that agreed that they wanted to be the government, or that they wanted to govern over people. They brung the problem. And then what they did was left you alone for so long with the problem, like AIDS, like sickness, like famine, like war, like destruction, like low vibrational thinking. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then once they left you alone for so long with the problem, they show up out of nowhere with a suit and brush back hair and say, hey, we're here to help now. So that's when the Bible came, and then they come with the books, then they come with, you know what I'm saying? So we got to really understand what
Mm.
we think in family. Do we really need the government when they're really the ones that's playing both sides of the field? We're not playing both sides of the field. We just ignorant to certain shit. We don't want to sit down and take the time to learn herbal healing techniques, exercises that can build our breathing and keep disease away, and eat the natural foods that can keep disease away and things like that. We don't want to work off the land. We just want to work for someone and pay for the land that they worked off of. You feel me?
Mm.
That's what I mean
So
about
where in any of that is the advancement though?
advancement of society.
If I got a herbal recipe for you, and let's just, a new rash, a new infection comes, how without advancement, if we're continuing that same step, that same pattern of using this herbal for this shit, and then we get something new, we don't know how to handle that. So now we have somebody that knows how to make it already.
Yeah,
So you're gonna have to pay for them. That's why we have to have. I it's it's more of a corrupt bartering system. You work for me, I supply you this. You put in this many hours, I give you this.
yeah,
But again, to your point, they straddle the fence where they, well, I'm gonna make shit that you need to buy after
exactly.
you just came out and earned.
My brother Bishop Red Pill said it's called Tragedy and Hope by Quigley.
Tragedy
So
and
we
Hope by Quigley.
facts. So well, I need to go and research some of that, brother.
Pull it
I'm
up.
glad you dropped that
Pull it
gem.
up. See what it say.
Let me pull that up really quick. Go back to Google. I'm gonna share my screen in a minute.
Yeah.
And go ahead, AK. Yep.
Yeah. Now, being a firearm owner, I will still, definitely stick to the dictum that they cannot protect us or they cannot defend for us. I mean to say we can be protected in other ways than just physical combat.
Yeah.
So even, yeah, we do have foods that are processed foods that go through factories,
Keep it
machines,
going real quick. I'm
and all,
finna I'm
all
finna
this shit.
do the
Yep.
screen.
Go ahead. We still have a system that goes through the food forest. They do the inspection, and that's why you get shit that has expiration dates. How are you gonna, if you're out in the natural area, you wouldn't even know how long shit goes bad. Yeah, you keep saying like, oh, I know with this banana is gonna go bad in 4 days. But when it's at mass, you can't keep up with all the bananas. You need something to control the distribution of it. and how much of it's gonna grow. I don't think we shouldn't rely on them. We don't need them financially. We don't need them in the things that we want to do. I truly that's more my piece with it. We don't need them to
Yeah.
make us sway and shift directions with the form of money. Now, I did say that that's the true ruling of government is to be able to have money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why like Hollywood is very similar to the government. They control us just as much as we do, as they do, but
Exactly. Exactly.
in more of a
Exactly. And more of a
it's
way
a
that
spell, bro. It's
yeah.
literally like magic, like hypnotism and shit like that. They get the work and the emotions, and they show you the same shit
And
over
so
and over.
let's go in real quick because I'm finna go in then. My brother just made a perfect point. So Hollywood is a branch of the government, though, family. It's ran by CIA members, it's ran by federal agents, it's ran by a lot of different branches of the government. And this is how you know it's all part of the dialectic to keep you focused on what they want you to focus on. It's all a plot to keep you governed or keep your mental governed. Okay, so the brother said Hollywood is basically ran like the government in ways of how they continue to snatch our true currency from us, which is our attention or our ability to pay attention. So if you
Mhm.
look at the word Hollywood, we have to understand that Hollywood in the, I think it was the sixth, during the witch trials, so the 16 1700
Yep,
witch trials, when all of the dark magic was resurfacing, but governments didn't want to allow that, so they destroyed all the books on black and dark magic and they still like white magic today because that's the physical magic. That's what you can make cards disappear and coins and shit.
yeah,
That's that's,
that
that's
fake
white
shit.
magic. But they got rid of all the witches and spellcasters literally by excruciating death back then. And see, they constituted those killings and that pillage of the dark magic occult groups. They constituted that as going against your religions and shit like that. Do you understand? These were laws to destroy radical groups or just groups that were thinking outside the box other than Christianity, Judaism, and Hebrewism.
That's why a lot, like especially in this nation, you see more of the Christianity, democracy, and shit like that because that's what they tell you. So then they sell you the
Right.
shit that you know, if you were a witch, look like a witch. All of the Wiccan and alchemy shit they basically put an end to.
They
So
yeah.
they put it in more of a physical essence for you, and they give you these actors and rappers and shit like that. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna say though, they maybe that's just a test of our morality because this is all shit that we can choose to opt out of
Mm.
because we see that it's a mental or even sometimes a financial crash and engaging and indulging in all this shit that they throw at us. So that's how you succeed is when you able to be able to put all this shit to the side and you stay focused on again the thing that truly runs or governs the people, money. I say all the time, there's plenty of money for all of us to get out here and eat. They just don't
Exactly.
want you. They don't want everybody to. So they give you all
Exactly.
these mental mind fucks and shit like that. They give you the Hollywood and my
Yeah.
brother definitely says they give you shit like hip hop, but it's testing your morality. Are you gonna stay focused to what you need to do to be successful in the growing society? Because
Yeah.
if I'm on some shit from 1908 and even 70 years then, like I wouldn't be able to compete. You see it now that older people can't that more people are retiring as generations go across because they can't do the same thing forever because shit's
Exactly.
changing hard. Like even think of like your grandparents who had no iPhone, None of that shit whatsoever. And to be in the world that needs it,
Got it now. Yeah, that
because
need it,
now
like
they
you
can
say.
give you, like I said in the intro, they can give you the knowledge on demand. So
So
it's
what I okay, my bad to
yeah,
cut
go
you
ahead.
off, but I wanted to mention that point because before I lose track of it. So the Hollywood point I was making about the witches is that
Yeah,
do we understand that a Hollywood is a real tree? Hollywood is a real grade of tree or branch. Okay. And the Hollywood was what the spellcasters and the witches' wands was made out of all the time. So, like my brother said, Hollywood and the entertainment business is a spell now because they killed off all the spellcasters that was helping us grow in society, that was opening the minds of people, and they used the same magic on us that we forgot about to destroy and conquer the society now. You know what I mean?
and that's crazy. So then they give you the Christian ideology that basically just shuts all of it down, shuts all dark and wicked forces, and they tell you to only stick to one source of knowledge and what I want to say, like life growth or some shit like that. But that's what makes us our own God, is when we discover what's out there is our truth, or what we deem to be true, because there's philosophy everywhere, but it could be no, I want to say that there's philosophy everywhere, but with the expansion of the knowledge and just how many other ways that people thought and came up with, we could sit here and come up with our own right now. The only difference is that we wouldn't have, or we may or may not have, like a mass following behind it. Because how what's the next tradition that's going to be? Let's say even 1,000 years from now. Then what? Are they still going to be saying it was God or it was Allah? You know what I mean? So
Right.
who's going to be the next one to create something?
So, I mean, I can agree with that point. So, are you saying, because that leads to the second question? So, do you think free will exists here on Earth today, and is it our birthright?
It's our natural right. I feel
Our
like with
natural right.
with
Yeah.
in- with instinct and just growing with the environment as well. We gonna change with the times, just like animals. Like they have free will, but it still doesn't mean that they can do everything though. Like a a group of gazelles have the free will to go kick it with a den of lions, but can
Right.
they do that?
Right.
Yes, but should they?
Right.
Absolutely not. So
Ooh,
that's
okay. Great
that's
point.
that's that's really the moral side of it, is we have so okay, between that, do we have more free will than they do?
Then the
Or they
government,
get no than animals. They give you
animals.
the philosophy that we are just advanced chimps and chimpanzees and shit.
So that's a great question because again, like this goes back to just tapping into what nature teaches us and what nature gives us, not being governed by the mental. So, like you said, animals know everything that, like, they know that they shouldn't go kick it with lions, though. That's what I'm saying. So it is still free will to them because they don't do what they shouldn't do. Only humans do what we shouldn't do because we have a choice. So
Mm,
again, to your point, in some ways, of course, you will have certain chaotic things happening on Earth, but the natural laws will handle that. We should all have free will, but we see today in this government, we barely have freedom of speech anymore. We're being censored. We're being restricted. There's restrictions on all type of freedoms here on Earth, family.
hmm
There's restrictions on all type of freedoms. You know what I'm saying? So we got to understand that, bro. When was the last time we seen full employment on Earth? when everybody had a job. You know
That
when that was?
everybody was able to work because there's something for everybody to do.
Period.
It's
So
just
you know when that was though? That was in ancient time when we were living off the land. See, the government can't provide jobs to everyone, but nature can. Because like you just mentioned, there's something for everyone to do. There's a job in nature for everyone to do. Nigga, if you lazy and you don't have a house, it's because you ain't cut down the tree yet. It's because you don't know how to sand or, you know what I'm saying, trim different,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You don't know how to use metal and mix different minerals and things together to be an alchemist. So now we were all alchemists back then. We were our own scientists. This is what I mean about how now we're just constricted to having just a job and shit instead of and we're governed by having a job in society instead of working our natural gifts, which was like some people had dexterity with building things.
yeah.
But as we can see in schools now, guess what? There's no more workshop classes. There's barely even any home ec classes anymore. There's not classes that teach us how to sew our own clothes and shit. That's why niggas who creating clothing brands today just go to Walmart, buy a few shirts and put their logo on,
And
which is
slap a
nothing
logo
wrong
on
with
it.
that. Which is nothing wrong with that. But guess what? My granny, she taught us how to make a pillow from scratch. I learned that in school as well. She makes blinds, t-shirts, fucking headbands out of, all type of materials and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we do
Yeah.
this. You know what I'm saying? Like all you gotta do is get materials. She makes bags and bags to hold grocery bags and things like that. So like it's a job for everyone to do, but we're so focused on being governed by the government and being trapped in this system of supremacy that we're not tapping into our true gifts that nature gave us. So that's why again I would say we don't need the government and we lost our free will by giving our power to the government.
That's powerful. That's deep. You just went in, man. So
Let's
even
read some of these comments. Go ahead though, bro.
yeah, yeah. Let's see, his free will is restricted by consequences. And I really like that a lot because again, like I was saying with the animals, like they have every right to be where they want to be, but because of the consequences of wanting to live freely and do all of that shit, you can't do that. Animals are better
Uh,
survivors because they use their sense.
ooh,
We don't even know how to use our sense of smell.
talking that shit. He talking
Shit.
though. And listen to this point. So to that point, reviews. That's my brother too, man. Thanks for joining in. Um, order takes away free will though. So when we hear this word, the new world order or the old world order, or when we say when we hear order in the court, or like when we hear the word order, that takes away your free will automatically
Mm.
because now you're governed by someone else's laws or rules.
So what? So that's what I'm saying. What's gonna take for, let's say there is order in the court and everybody was to say no, fuck that, like we want to chop it up in this bitch today, like fuck that. so
Right.
then so then what? How what's gonna break that? Or it's because it's not gonna be the old we said this before the last video. It's not gonna be the old tradition, the old ways, and the natural shit like that. We have to use what we have now.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have the earth and the natural resources and elements forever, though. It's just on how available they make it to us, and then how available we make it for ourselves.
Exactly.
But we're not real willing to risk that though. Again, because we're so technological, AI efficient
Yeah.
now, and shit like that too.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
was
Facts.
it ever truly to keep us from being natural, or to say like, hey, now there's a way to outsource a lot of shit, even
Mm,
with the
good
same thing?
point.
Your granny makes the threads, the fabrics, and all of that shit. Fucking dope, because that's real skill. So
Yeah.
now let's just say she's like, hey, if she's the one that started doing this, hey, there's a way I could outsource this shit. I could just start putting the prints on them, if I got
Mm,
somebody already putting the thread together for me.
mm-hmm.
So then you get your bartering system.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
then as the demand increases, you're gonna have to control it.
yeah. Hell yeah,
The land is a giant generator, real talk.
yeah. Yeah,
For
that's
real.
why the first book of the Bible says Genesis or the genie, because the genie or the earth or the land can grant you any wish you'll like, because it can bring you anything you will want. They give you this symbolism, they give you the truth. They just know that they can govern your mind to the point where you'll believe the lie though. They throw the truth in plain sight as well. They just know that you'll believe the lie. So they gave you Genesis, but then they put a white man and say only he can grant it. Instead of us really taking the symbolism, and they're saying Genesis, which means genes, which means the gene, the generator or the genome, the makeup of this earth is through light and word. That this is just all a projection. This is us having a creative experience here. You know what I'm saying? So we're supposed to be here to be free and to just give that love back to the creator by experiencing his creation down here. We ain't supposed to be fucking with money or fucking with anything that one person says this is the best or this is what we need. No, God said all things are the best. So we really every day supposed to be fucking smelling flowers, rolling around in dirt, uh you know what I'm saying, eating natural fruits and foods to really show our love to the creator, instead of fucking praying, instead of fucking going to a church that took away from
Woo.
land to build the building. That's why I had a problem with religion, because guess what? The temples of the religion is cleaner than our fucking bodies though. You leave church to go eat the nastiest foods, but you'll be in church sweeping, bro. I remember my granny used to have us stand after church for about 2 hours, bro. We got to put up all the chairs. We washing the church dishes,
Fold them
all
up
type
straight
of shit.
chores.
But
Like,
while we go outside and there's beer bottles on the ground, and I don't never hear the pastor say, "Hey, let's clean up outside on of the church as well," because God gave us this too. It's all a fucking government plot. It's all a
go
systematic. So
crazy. He said that's why he
stop
don't tell
playing
you
with
clean
my
up
nature, bro.
outside. Yeah.
We gotta stop playing with nature, and we gotta understand. Like I fuck with Trump too, but I did just hear him say some bullshit. So this is what I'm saying. He's playing both sides as well. He is
Very
very
hard.
smart
Yeah, but
businessman.
that's what he, we know this. That's what he's put in place to do though, because he can't appeal to, you can't straddle the fence, but especially when they know that they both represent basically the same thing. But anyway, he
Yeah.
say real talk, law of the land is dead. Is their jail systems, or it's their systems or die. Jail, hell. So the only physical
Mm,
being in prison.
facts.
Damn.
Facts.
But
That's
they
why.
get, but they this the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and shit. That's how they get you mentally.
Yeah. Yeah.
They give you the Hollywood and shit like that too.
Facts, facts. Peace to everybody joining in, man. So again, like I fuck with the brother Trump, but he said on a conference, he said he's declaring war on anarchy. Now, anarchy is just free will or free thought. So he's trying. So on one end, he's trying to destroy censorship of different religions speaking their mind, but then he's trying to censor free thought of community building, which is anarchy. It is people opening their mind to the natural laws of the land, family. So why do every president, like we heard, what was the president name back in the 80s or whatever, that did the declare on the drug war? Or you know what I'm saying? We had all these
Oh
different
yeah,
declarations of war
Reagan and
made by the
Nixon
president.
them.
You know what I'm saying? We had all these different wars, but if these governments really wanted to change something, why didn't they go to war on poverty yet? Why haven't
Damn.
they went to war on the food system yet and us eating bad foods? So do you see what I'm saying? How they can continue to cause the problem and then they come to you with the solution as well.
The Batman and the Joker. Damn.
Batman. So, and I always never understood that when I was younger. Like, why the fuck won't Batman kill this nigga? This nigga get out of this nigga. Batman locked Joker up in a regular jail, bro. I'm talking about it. This it ain't even no
After catching like 10 bodies, blew up a whole hospital, but I'm gonna handcuff you.
I'm gonna handcuff you, fool, and put you in not even a max, nigga. Nigga being PC and shit. You feel me?
That's why they be saying like he represents the law, because you'll be out here selling dope and he'll come knock the shit out of you. You know what I
Hey,
mean? And
hey.
fuck around, kill you and shit. But what if? So what is who determined what chaos was? What if the anarchy is what's bringing chaos, because they're so focused and so wrapped up into the natural order that is going backwards, and that people see that. I think that's my dictum with it too. I'm really for the advancement of how we communicate and shit like this. Only way you and I would have been able to be building is if we got a sense of community within our own community and shit.
Exactly.
But we have platforms like this, so many others that allow us to spread the gospel and be more intertwined and aligned with each other. So I think we just misuse it. We just misuse the tools that they give us to
This is definitely powerful.
more just chase success though.
Yeah,
And
hell yeah.
it comes off of like paper, shit that's in abundance. Shit that's big house, big car. You can have
Right,
all of this.
right.
And then they call it the American dream. But not all government is the same though.
Yeah, now that's what we gonna have to go into next time too. Like different types of government though. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
definitely want to go into that. I don't mind.
So yeah, I said earlier,
Yeah,
do we have the best government? No, but
right.
um, okay, like even the governor in Canada during the whole COVID thing, they get stimulus checks monthly, and then it's also more than what we get too.
Yeah.
So not that during a time like this,
Right.
people clearly that's what people need is they set it up to a point to where we need this shit to make it go around. Do they say, what if they was to tell us, all right, no stimulus checks, like if you can't pay your bills, fuck it, like just learn how to get out here and live, like can you truly do it? Hell no.
Yeah, I mean, not right now, yeah, because we didn't grow up in that culture. But that's why the original pygmy people and the Twa people, there's still traditions of the Dogon out there. These are especially in South America and shit. The people who are building mud hut houses and stuff. That's why they don't allow no government or no foreign entities on their land. They don't even have guns. They still shooting helicopters with spears and shit. They got the sharpest
Poison at the
spears
tip
and,
and
and
shit.
you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about super pointy tips, knocking helicopters out the sky because they don't want any foreign entities landing on their land and corrupting it with government. So they'll rather still wear leaves as pants and shit. They'll rather still walk around with no shirt on, and they're living what we would call primitive life, but they're really living the true organized life. We don't hear about crime rates and shit over there because it ain't no news or nothing. It ain't like we not hearing about it. You feel me?
Yeah, there's nothing to record, nothing to monitor,
Nothing to monitor, nothing to rule over. There's nothing to measure. And that's why they call these presidents, the word president just means pharaoh, which means ruler. That's why they can measure your success because they rule over you. They're the measurer, they're the ruler. That's why they measure our land and how much land you can get. Nigga, oh, you want this plot of land?
That's
Instead of you
crazy. That's
saying, hey,
right.
I'm just gonna build until I can't build no more, and you end up having a castle. No, you can't do that, bro. You got to get all type of paper signed and say I want this amount of land and this. Bro, they have so much control because we have relinquished that right, though. We relinquished it, bro. We relinquished it, man. But I listen, I don't wanna. I'm gonna let you get your last rocks off. I don't want us to keep venturing off. We got a solid point. We need to keep building on this every
Yeah,
time with
because it's always as the whole pandemic, whatever's happening goes on, there's going to be now that people have heard the way that you break it down, they give it to you and give you the helping hand. There's going to be a lot more things happening throughout the week, and people are going to see that. But from my point, I don't. Again, I'm gonna say it again. We don't need the ones that we have now. We need people that are going to keep the other people in check. Like we
yeah,
still need a sense of code, law, and communication.
yeah,
Now the
fact.
government does it because they have obviously made a bigger expansion of it. Now it's global. Not every it's more probably 80% of the world, I
Hmm.
would say. Most functioning places with human beings. But yeah, like I said, there's gonna be something else happening. Then we're really gonna see like, wow,
Yeah,
is it
do
for
we
the
need?
government or
No, no,
is
and that's what they want. That's what they want, though. Even Trump, and this gonna be the last thing. Even Trump said if he don't get reelected, there's gonna be a civil war. And then he said if I do, there's still gonna be a civil war because again, he's declaring war on the anarchy. So again, I'll fuck with Trump to a certain extent, and then remember, like me and you talk, and then some things he'll be like, where he'll have you like, nah, bro, I ain't fucking with that. That's cool. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
it, yeah.
That's let him be free in his will and his thinking. You feel me? But we not gonna be tainted by that because we're warriors and we're protecting ourselves and we're growing to get better and we're fighting how we train and training how we fight, which is hard and with that intent to kill. I want all of us to get prepared, family. Some big things are going on. Get your guns up and get your fucking funds up. Learn how to feed you and your children, especially to my brothers that's just having kids, like my brother here and a few other brothers. Shout out my brother Bob, man. Squale. Shout out my brother, man. Shout out a few more brothers that just had kids, bro. It's a beautiful thing. And again, call me. I'm coming, bro. I'm pulling up. We buying gun like them that's my them are my investments now. You know what I'm saying? And investing in land because we really need to
Lifelong
get a
investments
shelter
to
where we
really,
all can be at
yeah.
and just sit there and protect one house. We don't need to all be like, hey bro, I'm 2 blocks away, bro. Come down here. They're shooting over here and shit. Like we all need to be somewhere where it's big enough, where it's spacious enough, where the men can protect the women and the kids, y'all. Some things are going to happen, family. Some things are going to happen. I even predicted something happening in 2020 back in 2017. If you go check my videos on my page,
Mm, talk
I,
to
don't-
him.
I don't prophesy. I don't prophesy. These are just global actions that have to happen because of the universal shift in
But they
consciousness.
give it to us though. They tell us though, and we
Yeah,
and we that's the entertainment part of it. We laugh at it and shit like
yeah,
that. So in a sense, it's our own duty to hold us down, but we can't get wrapped up in the that's what they want. They know that it's human nature to fuck up and then try to get back.
yeah.
So they give you the handouts and shit like that, but
Facts,
just
facts,
don't rely on the government, especially with
facts.
knowledge, man. Like this brother said earlier, they put it right out in front of you. Is all accessible now. Now we have the computers and shit like that. They upload documentation and say shit on
Exactly,
cameras and shit now. So
exactly.
yeah, man, this was a dope build. Can't wait to check in. Do some defensive tactics with y'all, man. We
Yeah,
out here
yeah. So we will have a gun
loaded
unboxing.
up.
Actually, maybe we'll even do it this weekend. I'm finna get my locks done, so I want to be fresh for that. But
Right.
uh, we're gonna just, you know what I'm saying, take apart our guns and just show you guys different specs, and we're gonna talk about why we starting to buy guns now, and how we will use them. Not in that way, like, oh, I'm gonna go out and shoot this, but
Yeah,
just
you know,
in the
not the
fact
little
of,
kid shit. That's what the
training
scared man does.
and what it's for, where you should place them around your crib, things like that as men, bro. Because I know a lot of women right now are scared of that weaponry, and us black men having guns, but they are needed now. So again, I'm gonna let my brother say closing remarks, give his page a shout out, and we gonna go on in this stream, man. I appreciate all of y'all for tuning in. This was powerful. We gonna keep going up, man. We had 3
Yeah,
YouTube watchers this
it's gonna
week.
keep going, man. Yeah, for real. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in, has not tuned in to the Just Hand podcast yet. Go ahead and subscribe to it. I got the BLAK Association website. Should come out with some new stuff this week, so look out for that. Get me on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, supersand.ak. That's about it, man. You know, it's always a ball getting on here live with you, talking to the people, and just sharing opinion, conversating. So I'm gonna let you go on with your routine, man. Thanks for having me on here.
Thanks, man. No problem. And so we're gonna definitely just end it there, man. Again, AK, I appreciate you for joining on, man. Have a beautiful rest of your night. I'm finna get in this gym. And we could keep diving, man. We gonna dive deep, man. So you all stay peaceful, stay safe out there, and stay trusting in yourself. Again, my money is on you to hit all your goals. I trust me, I know you can do it. I know you will. So man, much peace to your brother. Much love.